a culture of innovation and collaboration. Achieving a global perspective beyond the classroom, turning education and theory into practice. Developing lifelong interests and connections, and striving to make a difference in our communities. Marist College.
Where are you going? The known path or your own path? Iona College is where you'll be given the means to dream and find meaning in your dreams. To serve while you learn and learn while you serve. To fight the good fight and to own your path. So, where are you going? Iona College. Learn outside the lines.
Natural as you're talking, the transition happens and all that. Okay. Who's bringing it in?
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the EGFC. It's Tuesday, which means we've got some Super Smash Brothers action for you. My name is Soy. Joining me for our first match of the day is Dill from House of 3000. Dill, how's it going?
I'm doing fine. I'm off camera, but happy to commentate here today. We have Marist and Iona going up first, and we're expecting a good match.
Yeah, these are two teams in the MAC conference. It should be a fun one. Marist, they are 5-1 in the MAC overall right now in third place. And Iona, they sit in fourth place in the MAC at an even 3-3. We've seen these two teams, go up against some of the top teams of the EGF, and they've had their struggles here and there, but they're both looking to kind of bounce back. Marist, 8-2 on the season. Iona at 5-5. And our first match of the day, the players are locked in. It's going to be Luke versus Yaliso. So that should be a presumably Sephiroth versus Me Gunner matchup.
It's definitely a little bit tricky, but I guess we'll see. No, because, Yalisa, I feel like slightly famed for moving around quickly with Me Gunner, forward air, and stuff. But Sephiroth's kind of big, keeps you out pretty easily. But at the same time, if you miss a swing, you're pretty open. So maybe Yalisa can thread the needle and really get in there. We'll just have to find out.
Yes, Yaliso, again, one of the players in this EGF that is kind of famed for his me fighters across the board. I believe we've seen him use all three, both me gunner, me brawler, even I think me sword fighter once for specific matchups. Luke, on the other hand, we've seen him play a handful of characters. It's mostly been the Sephiroth this season, but in the past we saw him use Cloud. We've also seen on the rare occasion the Byleth and the King K. Rool at times. Luke, so far, he's taken a little bit more of a back seat, giving a few more of the younger names of this Marist roster an opportunity to play. Luke is 3-1, but he was a huge reason, especially last season, for Marist as to how they were able to make such a deep playoff run.
Luke has definitely been a strong player for Marist, so not unsurprising to have a team starting him, just having a quick start. It actually seems like we're going to have a bit of a wait before we can get right into the matches. So let's just look at the schedule that we have for today.
It is a stacked schedule today. I'm very excited for it. Obviously, we've got this MAC battle here to start it off, Marist versus Iona, but then another instant classic comes up right afterwards, Quinnipiac versus Sienna, a rematch of the MAC finals from last season. And these two teams, they go back and forth. Even in the regular season, they were trading matches just 1-for-1. So that one should be a blast. If you move on even further from that, Weber State going up against Wichita State, the battle of the WSUs. Weber State, obviously newcomers to the EGF scene, and Wichita State looking to try and battle back in that central division. And our last match of the day, University of Montana, another newcomer to the EGF scene, especially here in the Super Smash Brothers side of things, going up against the University of Colorado, the dark horse of last season, looking to try and get themselves back on top of the standings here in Week 11.
Definitely have some interesting matchups. I feel like Quinnipiac versus Sienna I'm most excited for, so that should be a real treat. It's always nice to see how the new schools do up against, just how they go up against some of the more established names. So, that's, you never quite know what to expect there.
Yeah, absolutely. I do think that the highlight of the day coming into it, you look at all these matchups, and again, we're not really sure 100% what we get out of Weber State and Montana because we've seen so little of them. But we've started to see through 2 weeks what they've the players that they've got, what they're capable of, and so to go up against, like you said, some of the staple names of Wichita State versus and Colorado for that matter. They are really true tests. It's also worth noting that because of these teams joining during this split specifically, there was some format rearrangement of how the conferences were realigned. And so for Weber State and Montana, all of their games, or almost all of their games this split, are in-conference games, which means they are massive for their playoff chances. The only way they can really make the playoffs is via win percent or if they win their own conference now. So all of these games in the regular season for the newcomers, very, very important.
I mean, just getting them into, not being able to rest. Just take every match seriously. Why not, right? So
I'm on the same boat. I mean, I always find that, and it's a silly thing to say out loud, but I mean, the best chance or the teams with the best shot at winning the championship are the teams that just keep winning, right? That's why we look at teams in this, league overall, like DePaul and even UTA, who's 2-0, and Siena, who's currently undefeated. Quinnipiac's only taken one loss this season. We look at those teams and we go, those look like championship caliber teams. And Marist, they were in that kind of discussion through the fall split, but they've taken some losses recently. And that last loss we saw, just a week ago, was to Quinnipiac. So they're looking to try and bounce back from that loss here against the team. Again, very important that this is a MAC conference battle because all those conference games are very important. They decide your seeding for those in-conference tournaments. Iona is the team that's right behind Marist. If Marist win, all of a sudden there's a huge gap between third and fourth place that's going to be really hard for any team to overcome. But if Iona can pull off this upset, all of a sudden now the top of the leaderboard isn't so far away from the middle of the pack.
Yeah, that's really interesting. So this is really just kind of a defining moment for Iona's run here then. It's really going to shape how this conference works out.
Yeah, and I think coming in, they kind of are the X factor, right? They were new to the EGF as of the fall split, and it was interesting to watch. I mean, their record right now is 5-5, but they're one of those teams that they give everyone a run for their money. It feels like they are if you've ever played this is probably a bad analogy, but if you ever played an EA Sports game, they have that even strength button where it just evens out all the skills of all the players to make it so that the match is just a coin flip. That's what Iona feels like at times. They can keep pace with just about anybody, but the coin flip doesn't always go their way. The other thing that is also interesting, if you look at the broader scope of things, we here at this stream specifically, right? We've got the two MAC battles to start off our day, and then the later in the day it goes, we look at the Central Division, and we've talked about the Central Division in past broadcasts. That division is just stacked with talent, or even though the realignment happened, it is just so highly compact. Really, right now, if you look at the overall standings, DePaul is the team to beat in the Central Division, but they've only played 2 games in that conference. They are only 2-0. Now, DePaul is undefeated on the season, but it should be fun to watch as I hear the sound of the arena getting ready, which means we're ready for this match to start off. Marist versus Iona, game number 1. Yaliso for Iona and Luke for the side of Marist. The Mii Sword Fighter making its rare appearance here for Yaliso against Luke Sephiroth.
Yeah, not what we were expecting, but kind of, still keeping to the Mii's, keeping to building his own moveset. I mean, Sword Fighter actually, between the Chakram and the Tornado, really can still play kind of a zoner's game. This might not be too far from what we're used to.
Through the first couple seconds of action, well, it was even, but Luke finds himself a quick combo to get Yaliso up to 91. That's roughly kill percentage if Sephiroth is able to find one of those strong hits, and Sephiroth does just have a ton of, I feel like, raw kill power in his kit overall, but Yaliso not making it very easy for Luke to get in the first place.
Yeah, the scary thing here is with Sephiroth being so light, Mii Sword Fighter, that Tornado, actually, if he can land it, can confirm into an up air to kill, like, even now, like, only at 89%, like, it would definitely seal the stock. It's like, so Luke has to really stay consistent here and not leave himself too open.
Yeah, and right now they're both playing very carefully, right? There's that Tornado, but the up air follow-up, it looked like Yaliso saw it a little bit too late and then just opted to pull off of it. Good quick recovery there by Luke. Another Tornado hits, but still no luck on the follow-up. Luke now down smash is going to connect, and that's a wild hitbox. I thought Yaliso was still in the air.
Yeah, but like it definitely it knocks up a couple of rocks. Like it really hits higher than you'd imagine. You know, that was just ledge wake up down smash. But when you have Sephiroth range, sometimes you can just go for those kind of attacks if you know where someone's going to be.
And now Luke with the stock lead, but he is at 174. Yaliso still struggling to find a way to take the stock. Good grab here, and all of a sudden Luke, quick combo, gets Yaliso up to 39%, trying to find a way to get back on the stage, and does. But that's numerous times now that Luke has been able to connect that side beat.
Yeah, this is interesting, because it really seems like Yaliso not being able to actually confirm off those tornadoes earlier. I'm not sure what his plan B is. You know, for like, if this is a secondary, it's a little concerning that he doesn't know where to go right now. And it really shows because 206% on Sephiroth is just something you don't want to see. But managed to seal off the stock with that neutral air, which was like what he was landing in neutral. So finally killed such a high percent. And now we'll see if he can make up the difference.
Yaliso did a good job of, I feel like, of controlling the pace in neutral, but it was Luke who was just able to find the stronger hits. That being said, Yaliso at 96% on this second stock, and Luke just continuing to chip away, but Yaliso at these low percents right now, starting to find a few openings here and there. Like you said, those neutral airs starting to connect a few more times, and it's kind of back to that ranged battle for now between the side B and the Chakra.
Oh, that's definitely a kill. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if he was aware. Oh, takes it right back though. But yeah, Mii Sword Fighter can have a reflector. The cape pretty much, it works as like Mario's reflector would. And if you're not looking for it, I mean, Sephiroth neutral B, you reflect that, he's dead at 0.
One of the stronger neutral Bs, I think. It's similar. It reminds me of Samus' charge shot in a way, just kind of the opposite. The longer you charge it, the shorter the distance is. But either way, the quick response too was very clean from Luke. Just the immediate drop from Halo into the forward tilt, and now things are even once again. Last stock scenario here on PS2, and Luke at a little bit of a percent deficit because he did drop that stock first, but Yaliso, I mean, Luke has done a good job of finding his way through these projectiles that Yaliso is constantly throwing out. And so that chip damage has really started to come through. That being said, down air landed, and Luke's got to be very careful around this corner once more.
So Sephiroth got his wing, which means, what, he has 3 jumps more power, and his smash attacks have armor now. So if anything to go by the first stock, I actually don't know if he armored something to get that down smash on the... Oh, nice approaching up air.
Caught me off guard. I mean, Yoliso kind of steals game one out of nowhere. The falling up air to take that stock, and it is Yoliso to take game number one.
Yeah, I guess you can just see here. Like, I thought it was a backer at first, but it's like, no, he really read that approaching jump, which is kind of ballsy at such a late point in the game. But yeah, it worked out well for him.
Yeah, first time we've really seen him go for something like that. And so Yoliso, again, the way that first stock went, you felt like Luke had a lot of momentum. Here's the wake-up down smash we were talking about.
Yeah.
That down smash connects after Yoliso jumps.
Yeah, that
and then Luke lives to
high.
what, 200%?
Yeah, that hit like completely in the air. Yeah, let's actually go into the next replay and see. Yeah, 206% at least on Luke, really holding on there. Yeah, finally sealing it with the nair, which I feel like, yeah, these come down, like just falling nairs, are pretty much Yoliso's in a lot of this set. So it's not extremely, you know, it's where you want to get it. You know, it's like near the end of the stage. Like he's been landing him, he's getting all the way up to 200 with this. And then it's like finally, like if I land this reverse nair like I've been doing it, like this is where it's gonna happen.
And you see there, Luke just gets a little overextended, and a character swap for Luke here. He's going back to the Cloud to fight this Mii Sword Fighter.
Gosh, you know, at the beginning of the last game, I really expected, like, oh, the Sword Fighter can't really figure out how to pin down a kill. We're probably going to see the Gunner, but ended up pulling through, and now we have character swap on the other side.
And it's interesting, too, because Cloud and Sephiroth, just very different, I feel like, in the dynamics of how you want to approach this Mii Sword Fighter. I feel like Cloud should have a harder time getting through all these projectiles. At least with Sephiroth, you have the range to kind of contest a lot of these, but you know, I guess Cloud does have his own projectile. That looked awkward, the falling out of the forward smash because he was behind him.
Yeah, forward smash, a little bit of a wacky hitbox sometimes. As far as the matchup in general, though, I feel like you can tell that Luke's playing this somewhat aggressively. Like, he's not really going for a lot of limit charging besides right now, but he's really been kind of in. Oh, and there's that tornado into up air, killing very strong. Up air does almost 20%. But like, yeah, I think what Luke has to do here is really kind of just stay in the scramble situations, just kind of close. Like, it's not extremely hard to stay on top of Sword Fighter if you have the buttons to brawl with them. But Lisa's really showing a good method of keeping him out, really not having any hits on him.
Good job getting him off stage with the back air and the dip around. Yep, that's going to do it. Yoliso had to avoid that neutral B and ends up being too far away from the stage to recover. So Doc's even back up here in game number 2. And
yeah, I'm a little surprised he didn't go for the reflect there, because that, yeah, there we go. Because he definitely could have reflected that instead of dipping around it, but it must have just felt like the safer thing, you know, like none of those reflects come out immediately. The last thing you want to do is get caught by something you know is happening, is coming right at you.
Luke at over 100% now, and Yoliso, actually Luke gonna run out of time on that limit, making it hard to recover here, but he's able to air dodge around this tornado, gets the up B, and that does a surprising amount of percent.
Yeah, this is about the percent that Yoliso took the last stop. Oh, and a missed input up B, absolutely right off the stage. What a way to change the flow of this fight. Because especially going from having a lead, like the mentality of feeling like you might have to approach your opponent versus not, like that shift can just be so strong. Very well executed back air. when you see Cloud stalling like that with the side B, he is invincible at the beginning. You really don't want to interact with that side B because a lot of the time you'll throw your hurt box into it and you'll just get sucked right in. It's actually very well timed, well executed. Like threw in a tiny little fastball just to like be right where he needed to be to seal off that stock.
When I think okay, excuse me. I thought Luke got his jump taken away from him there. Could have been scary. And Yaliso continuing to kind of press here with all these projectiles. Luke struggling to find a way in, has limit, gets Nair, but no follow-ups quite yet. Yaliso only at 37. Luke is really approaching kill percent here, and if he doesn't find a way to take this game, set 1 will go in Iona's favor, and Luke will run out of time on that limit as well.
And the tornado is like already a threat right now. Now we're already up to 107, but like even at 88, like it could definitely repeat like first stock, and it's just over as long as Yaliso is running, taking a little dash forward after all of those tornadoes. See, he's fishing for it a bit too much, getting punished off stage, but he hasn't really struggled so much with getting back to neutral. So he's gonna keep going for it. Oh, nice double back airs.
And just like that, Yaliso takes game number 2, and they will secure set number 1. It was a close one, but Yaliso comes out on top here, and that is, I believe, 4 total points headed the way of Iona. Like you said, good back air to seal it away. Got a little scary there for a moment. You look at Yaliso's percent, 94. Cloud certainly has the ability to kill early, but just one too many neutral interactions allowed Yaliso this opportunity.
Yeah, what I really liked about that at the end is like, especially when you're playing such a keep away game during the beginning of it, the fact that like he's going for like 1 back air, 2 back, because like, he's really just inviting like run into this. Like I know you've been trying to get to me, like really like playing on the change of the flow of the match. You know, just like you've been trying to approach. You know, I'm trying to get away from you, right? So it's like Luke may have expected there. Oh, 1 back air to keep me away. Gonna dash out, throw a chakram, throw a tornado. That's what he's been doing. And today it's just like I'm gonna go for this pretty decent read. You're about to jump right into this back air, which is what happened. So. You know, it really is exactly what Yaliso needed at the moment. Yeah,
like you said, I think Luke. I feel like this character switch was for that purpose exactly right. Is that Sephiroth? He doesn't want to, or at least he doesn't want this Mii Sword Fighter to have the time to, just pepper away with those projectiles that he's got. So go to the Cloud, who's a little bit faster, who could possibly, maybe weave around a couple of these projectiles and really get in and do some damage. The problem was just getting around those projectiles in the first place started to become a little predictable, and that was a huge momentum shift, right? You felt like after Yaliso up B's off stage, all of a sudden the momentum is back in Luke's favor, but Yaliso, like you said, just played this match so smart that he was able to overcome that deficit.
Yeah, actually watching over the replays, like Yaliso's first and second stocks were something of flubs, like going around that projectile, like just couldn't react to it in time to get the reflect. And then that up B was just bad. I was actually a little surprised that Luke went for that forward tilt there. You can see that this actually wasn't as clean as a punish as it kind of seemed. Because like, yeah, he goes for a forward tilt, really just trying to hit him. It's kind of a risky play when your opponent's only at 19%. But yeah. And then we get back
forward
to that.
Forward tilt is a fast move. Yeah, no, absolutely. Like you said, Luke just kind of wanting to hit his opponent. Here's that last stock again.
It is definitely something of a Cloud classic to land a hit and then go for forward tilt to check them. So, it's just kind of something someone goes for sometimes.
Yeah, and so with that, Iona, they take the first set of this match. They get 2-1 stocks apiece, and for winning the set, they get a total of 4. So Iona, they jump out to the early lead, and this plays to what we were discussing a little bit before the match started, was that Iona, this is a big set for them. If they can knock off Marist, they give themselves a shot at one of those higher seeds in the MAC conference. And Marist, the way they played in that fall split, that fire has kind of been doused this spring split. That a lot of their players have kind of struggled to find their footing, and Iona still feels like that fire is there, even though they are at 5-5.
Yeah, so for the next match, it looks like we're moving into Relax versus Jack Boz. I know Relax is Marist Greninja, but do you have anything on Jack Boz from Iona?
Yeah, Jack Boz for Iona. We haven't seen a ton of him. We've started to see him a little bit more recently. Mostly we've seen Pyramithra out of Jack Boz. 1-1 so far this season, and actually picked up his first win last week against, I believe, I want to say it was Quinnipiac. Yeah, he picked up the win against Crystal Rose, if I'm remembering correctly. So starting to get some more playing time for the side of Iona. Jack Boz, I think, I mean, Pyramithra obviously a very good character right now, and to have a, Iona is one of these teams that I think through the fall split we mostly saw maybe not exactly the same 5 guys, but kind of a solid 3, and then the other 2 were question marks, whoever was playing hot on the day. That roster now for Iona is really starting to expand. Instead of now there being a top, maybe 4 or so, these 8 guys are all, they all really have their moments. And I think Jack Boz is one of these players that Iona is looking at and saying, we didn't have him last split. He's here now, and he's playing well for himself. So we'll have to see how he does.
Yeah, I think I remember the Jack Boz versus Crystal Rosa, which I think something interesting about that is, I know he won in the Ditto, like, pretty solidly, and then struggled more with the Rosalina, but here we have a Greninja, so, it's like a more fast-paced battle, might be just what he's used to, like what he excels in, 3, 2,
1.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and Mithra gonna be the starting choice here, just the faster of the 2 sword fighters in that kit, and Relax, the younger Greninja on the side of Marist, at least younger in terms of their time in the EGF, as Marist has 2 Greninjas, and Relax has been getting a lot of the starting time as of late. Only has 1 loss this season, and it was earlier this split. It was actually against Quinnipiac, and so far Relax just unrelenting pressure on this first stock.
Yeah, this can definitely be a hard matchup. Jack Boz getting off of Mithra early, a little surprising without having built the damage. What's scary here is, like, Pyramithra is very capable off stage, which isn't usually something Greninja gets to do. But boy, when Greninja can do it, like between Hydro Pump and just tapping you off stage with back air, it can be very scary to play a character with a limited recovery against Greninja.
Jack Boz is at 115, so he'll have to play very cautious here. Air dodging back to stage, nearly gets caught by the up smash, and Nair connects. But that forward air falling down, Relax will be able to take the first stock.
Yeah, no, got the first stock. We'll have to see what Jack Boz can do in retaliation. Greninja, a pretty light character. You really don't want a combo character to run away with the lead against you, because it just feels so difficult to play someone who's like a faster character, and when they have the lead and they get to really pick their moments without even having to consider anything, it can be rough. Oh, and here we have the offstage game. Okay, barely not getting hit by that Hydro Pump. Would have just been launched just sheer into the middle of the void.
Very close there, and I do like how Jack Boz is opting for the Pyra here. He knows he's got to find a way to take this stock soon, but he is at 90 for all the time that he's spent on this character. And now the down tilt, Relax can't find the up smash follow-up. That side B will connect, but that's not going to be the stock quite yet. Maybe this one? No, still able to survive. 151 on Relax, has to find a way out of the corner, and he can't do so. The up tilt takes the stock.
You know, going for those safe side Bs is pretty just a solid way to try and make a comeback. It's like never putting yourself too much risk. Oh, I didn't even catch what happened there.
That was down tilt into up smash, as I believe Jack Boz went for a neutral B on Mithra and ended up a little bit too far ahead of Relax, so Relax was able to punish accordingly with that down tilt to up smash. So now all of a sudden, big stock lead here for Relax.
Yeah. Like these fast kind of characters, you're kind of more worried, like, oh, when are they going to land the forward air or whatever. It's like, you can, knowing their kill confirm windows, so it's like something like a Greninja down tilt up smash, like if you don't keep it in mind, you're going to suffer for it, you know? If you don't keep in mind that, oh, I'm not allowed to whiff here, I don't think I'm in danger of death, that player is going to be very happy to show you just how in danger of death you actually are.
And you're seeing now, Jackboss is nearly being lapped in percent, so a lot of work to do here. Neutral B not going to land either. Jabs come through, and Jackboss will opt to play to the corner.
That neutral B is actually a interesting little technique. If you start it before hitting the ground, like the first hitbox comes out, you get double hits, and it's an automatic shield break or slash hit. Like, it's impossible to withstand. But he mistimed it just a little bit, because it almost got the first hit up before hitting the ground, and that would have been stock for sure. It actually seemed like Relax wasn't too keen on it, because it did not seem afraid. Honestly, did not seem afraid that, oh, I can just block this. It's like, oh, if he does it right, he might not be able to block it, but hopefully we'll get to see that later.
We'll see. As for now, Relax very much so in control, and yeah, there's no real options left for Jackbox on that recovery, so Relax taking game one via 2-stock.
Yeah, really trying to get the scores back up to even. I mean, Relax obviously a really big hitter for Marist. So yeah, what really happened here? It's just, I think this is just, it's a little unfortunate because this is a side B. So it's like, you can't even transform into Mithra here to try and recover with side B. You have to wait until the sword gets back to you, which is just like, you have no options and you just have to go down. Yeah, that was a really inopportune time for Jackboss to get hit there and had to pay for it with his life.
I'm blanking. Is Pyro one of those characters where they can cancel like the downward part of their up B? I think they always go down afterwards, right?
Pyro always goes up and down. Mithra just goes up, and Mithra can pick which type of like bullets she shoots, but that's the only control she has.
Right, yeah. In my head, I was thinking maybe they meant to up B early and then just kind of fall back to ledge to avoid that neutral B on the last stock. But either way, I don't think they would have had the ability to fade over there in the first place. And it was Relax. I feel like he just was in control after that first stock, and when you're only at 70, and even here, Jackboss was just really struggling to find a way to kill Relax in the first place.
Oh, the little micro movement around that up tilt, it's actually pretty nice, because like you see is this like, he's really baiting him to come down with this nair. And then just like catches him. Because like you want him to come down. Because like you really need to get this kill. And Greninja, you know, Greninja does not have quick aerials. Well, besides back air. But like typically the nair and the forward air are the kind of neutral aerials. The ones that he wants to rely on to hit your block. You have to commit to them pretty high up, which can make a Greninja susceptible to kind of like movement-based baits, because it's like, oh, okay, you're there, I can try and land on you, but it really just like gets that big up tilt out just in time.
And it's one of the huge parts of Pyra's kit, right? Is the fact that Pyra's got all the kill power, but they've got some quick moves too. Things like that up tilt and the forward tilt are just really good at securing stocks just kind of randomly. Here was that second stock off the board, the neutral B of Mithra missing, and then he finally lands the sweet spot of that up smash he'd been looking for all set.
Yeah, really just perfect percent window. There was just a lot of risk there with this neutral B. I wonder what it... Oh, yeah, see, you get the jab confirm. I think he's going to try and confirm off of... Yeah, he's already had the roll in, but Greninja does have a pretty long roll. That can definitely be something that's hard to get used to. Some characters just, they either tech roll or get up roll a little bit further than you expect them to, and that kind of thing, it just throws off your game. You whiff something that you're not supposed to be able to whiff. You know, you're going for that move in confidence, and then sometimes you pay with your stock because you're not used to those little tiny details. You always gotta be studious about it, you know?
Absolutely. And game number 2 about to get underway here. Final destination, the choice here for Jackpaws. And Relax again on this Greninja. No character swaps in this set. And I didn't expect any the way they played. Jackpaws, I think we've only really seen the Pyramithra, but that's an early up B. That's going to get some damage on the board here. Then 2 back airs. Thought that side B was going to land, but the side B from Jackpaws a little too early on the trigger there, and he can't make it back to stage.
Yeah, honestly, that double back air was just everything. Relax waited a little bit between them, and you can just pull someone like Pyramithra off. So far off stage, they just don't have an option. Yeah, SD is kind of a scary pick because if you get hit, there's not really, you know, on PS2 we saw a lot of like, you get hit, you air dodge back onto the platform, you know, there's usually like some kind of option. And here we're seeing the exact same thing. So this time, Jackpaw's having their jump. So it doesn't quite have to pay with their stock. Maybe learned from the first time in case they jumped into that second back air.
Yeah, once the jump is off of Pyramithra, it really gets scary for them. But that up smash connects in time, and all of a sudden, stocks are back to even.
Yeah, so definitely have a new chance at life here. That up smash definitely came like right when he needed to land it. So we just have to, you know, try and play perseverance. It's definitely scary.
Good string there from the neutral air into, I believe that was 2 forward airs. Actually, I think it was 2 back airs connecting, and some percent on the board for the side of Jackpaws, but he's still at 108. And Relax, yep, there's the down tilt. He knows that this is kind of that window for him. If he can find that down tilt, he can find that sweet spot. But the dash attack comes through, and Jackpaw's forced to the corner again. It's the grab, forward throw to get him off stage, falling neutral B. And that was a wild angle, the up B pushing him off stage.
Yeah, if you get hit by Hydro Pump, it's just dangerous. Yeah, look, that off-stage pressure is honestly like kind of what you more expect Greninja to run away with. During that stock, Relax started really going for forward smashes. Not to anything, wasn't getting punished for them, wasn't landing them, but it's like, you know, when you finally land a neutral hit, you get Mithra Pyra off stage. It's like, you know, he stayed close to them, made sure that he got the up B he needed, and, you know, she just can't make it back.
Oh, I like this punish from Relax, but he can't find the third hit. Jackpaw's able to get out of that combo. And I feel like the goal for Jackpaw's right now is just take this stock if you can somehow, but Relax doing a real good job of holding on to it. He's taken some heavy hits, but this side B will actually end up doing it. So last stock scenario here, that up smash sweet spot not going to do it quite yet. Back air doesn't land either. Forward tilting him out of the side B, and the neutral B will clean it up. Relax takes game 2 and takes set 2.
What's the 2 stock too? So that was pretty consistent. I actually love that this shuriken that he finished it with, because it's just so nice. Like, he knows that he has to go for the side B here if he wants any chance of survival. And so it's like, wow, I have the perfect transcendent projectile to deal with that. And yeah, oh, that was only a 1 stock. Yeah, absolutely
that
great idea coming from Relax there. Knew exactly how to handle that situation.
Yeah, just the quick adaptation, right? We saw Relax just, you know, once he got off to this early lead, that was big. But then, you know, it's also a mark of a good player to have those quick recognitions, right? Saying, okay, I landed like in this example, landed the first back air, waits like you said on that second back air. And then catches him.
Yeah, the double jump happened right there. So it's like, that's kind of the reason you want to hold off on your back airs. It's like, look at when those double rings appear. right on the frame he gets hit.
Oh,
That's when the double
yeah.
jump ring. So it's like you're really just waiting. You're really just trying to play chicken with your opponent. Your opponent knows, damn, if I don't jump soon, I'm not going to be able to get back at all. And Greninja's just there like, hey, are you going to jump? And you just snipe that stock off a really early interaction. Yeah, that was actually beautiful. Like, frame 1 double jump read. Like, oh my god.
Very clean. And that's something that I think Relax has been really good at throughout this season, just in general. The opportunities he finds, just the quick recognition of, hey, I can get this out of this interaction. So like you saw, that back air, just, the read on that double jump coming through. And even on, when we get to it, the last stock, just being able to read, hey, he's still fading to the right. If I run over and get that forward tilt, he's probably dead. This up B angle, I mean, this was wild, right? The Jackpaw's recovery, it seems like it's going to be fine here, especially once that neutral B misses.
It's at second. It's that's why he does the horizontal pump there. A lot of the times you'll see a Greninja, they'll either go hard left or they'll do like a down and left angle, just to try and make the, like, if one drop of water hits you, so it's like you're going up, and now it's like this, anything hits you here. So it's like he gets hit by like one little drop of water, and that starts momentum to the right, and you just can't recover. It's like any amount of tilting forward, it does not matter anymore. Let's actually try and get a better slowdown on that, because it is a pretty interesting moment, because it's like it's way more common than you might imagine. But it's like, like right here, that little bit of water, it tags you, and you're just out. It's paintball. You got hit. You're done.
In the moment too, I didn't even realize that he pushed to the that he pushed his angle left on that recovery. I thought he went up and then back straight down, but instead it was that right angle. So good catch there. And this side B, I mean, this is just, it's great on this stage in general, because where are you going to run to other than jump over it? And it was right after, he's trying to run in the first place. The knockback actually sets him up right back into the spin.
Yeah, this is one of those moves that can beat out one of the few moves that can really beat out a grab, like in an exchange. It's like, hey, I traded with your grab. What happens? Oh, you actually still die here.
and this was the moment I was talking about, when he gets Jackpaws up to a high percent, but then this catch around the side B, that, I mean, on a move with multiple hitboxes like that, that's got to be scary to approach. But then the instant recognition of, hey, the side B caught him, he's got nowhere to go here, let me just throw out the projectile, and it ends up cleaning up the stock. That was very clean from Relax.
Yeah, no, that was extremely, like, just, yeah. He was ready. He was ready. He knew what he had to do, and he did it right away. And sometimes, like, those hesitations, like, not to just call back to, like, Yaliso versus Luke, because, like, when you miss that first tornado confirm, it's like, well, like, how much more of a struggle that match has to be. So it's like, that immediate reaction, just, like, familiarity, knowing what to do right away is going to pay off so hard in the long run.
And that's something that, again, Relax has been very good at this season. I mean, those tiny little conversions, things like the forward tilt followed up by the neutral B, recognizing, hey, my opponent is all of a sudden out of options because I won that action and I know exactly how to follow up. Things like the back air as well. But with that, scoreline relatively even, 5-4 in Marist's favor. Set number 3, as you're seeing, is about to be underway. It is, well,
a button check.
It looks like, yeah, I was looking for the names, but it is Zucchini versus Lofts for set number 3. Zucchini, kind of the captain and veteran of this Marist roster, and we often talk about him as kind of the masters of the heavy types, the big hitboxes. Bowser, Ridley, I think even DK we've seen from him in the past. We've seen, Rob as well as another kind of staple to his kit. But, Bowser seems like it's going to be the option for today. Lofts on the other side of things, Roy and Falco almost exclusively have been his two go-to characters, and looks like he'll be opting for Roy in this third set.
Oh boy. I mean, Roy and Falco. I mean, this is Iona's counter pick, right? Because Relaxus took the last set. Roy and Falco is not something I'd want to hear as a Bowser player. You know, if Zucchini pretty much primarily plays heavies, if not like just Bowser, right? Oh no. So it's
it's
so we might have actually had a pretty thoughtful counter pick here, because those matches can be a pain. So we'll have to see. Oh, it looks like that's not the matchup we're actually getting though. I said Falco and Roy exclusively, but here we are.
new addition to the cast for Lofts, the Mario making an appearance here, and this will be. I think this will be the first time we've seen Lofts Mario, and against Bowser, that's still a very scary prospect.
It's a classic match, you know. We have Mario and Bowser, but yeah, I mean Mario's combo potential is pretty much unmatched in this game, except maybe Falco. But we're not on Falco, we're on Mario. So it's like, you know, you can really get carried forever with those up airs. If he can get like the right down throw percentage, it can be a really bad time as Bowser. The thing about heavies is their air dodge comes out 1 frame slower on average. They have 4 frame air dodges, which doesn't feel like it's going to be that big of a deal, but man, giving combo characters that are already comboing the rest of the cats 1 more frame to hit you just can transform into complete disaster. But Zucchini coming out with a strong up air.
Yeah, up air connects, and all of a sudden Lofts is in a deficit here and has to find a way to try and take this stock. The up B does not connect, and Zucchini doing a very good job of finding the openings. The cape, landed the second time around, and Zucchini still able to quickly react and recover.
You know, that was a good reaction by Zucchini. That's the kind of situation you hate to see someone do a panic air dodge. And, you know, he didn't do it. He knew what to do, recovered back immediately, wasn't pressing a button. You know, sometimes when you get hit, you just want to let go of your controller for a second. Make sure no inputs are going through. Mind clear, option selected correctly. Oh my god, that down B. That's the danger of fishing for stuff like that up smash. Lost really needed a kill, really wanted it. Zucchini thought, you know, there might be some desperation here. Let's see what we can get off of someone leaving themselves open.
Smart punish there by Zucchini. Lofts does manage to take a stock off the board, but now he's in a very big deficit, 97, and up against a heavy. You're going to need a lot of up airs to come back from this one, and had a few, but Zucchini was able to get out of it. Ooh, and the up tilt to clean it up as well, catching the jump from ledge. So Zucchini, a solid showing in game number 1.
You know, that was a really nice up tilt. I think what you were saying about like falling behind against a heavy, it's like, yeah, here you can see it. The clip actually starts with this nice down air where it's like, wow, I'm a heavy and I'm up by a lot, and you're gonna be comboing me, and I'm going to probably. He might be literally just mashing down air between half of that, just like, hey, let's go for trades. I'm up by a lot. I'm bigger than you. I can take more damage from you. Like that down air could easily kill if he landed it again. You know, you just want to make sure your opponent doesn't feel like they can even go for those sorts of options. And then how are they going to get anything started if they feel unsafe even comboing you, right? But oh my god, that up tilt, really well timed. Moved in too, like wasn't even waiting there, just like kind of slides into it and says, yeah, I like really specific jump read, honestly.
Yeah, one of those things where if you're approaching the ledge like that, I feel like usually the answer is, okay, I'm either going to roll or I'm going to, you know, use something like get up attack, but very well done by Zucchini to say, no, he's not going to do either of those. He's going to jump here. He's looking for, you know, a way to find his way back into this game, and ends up catching him. And then here on this first stock, things relatively even in terms of percents, and Zucchini just catches Lofts unable to really land back on stage there.
Man, honestly, that's kind of a heavy classic. You think like, oh, this character is slow. This character doesn't move around that much. This character can get in the air faster than you might think. You know, like you never want to forget, yeah, they can jump at me just like everyone else can, because it's rough. So here we're going to have that. Oh my god. So like, what do we think Lofts is even expecting here for this up smash? He's really like playing the ledge game just like Zucchini was earlier, and goes for an up smash Oh, goes for almost the same up smash that up tilt finished the game with, but gets hard punished for it being mistimed. Yeah, that's a rough spot to be in. It's a pretty safe read, it feels like, right? It's like they're on ledge, you have advantage, you're just trying to make something come of it as he has to come down, or like you dash in, you expect it to happen as he's rising. Kind of just go for it, none of it's really reactable, and it's just like, damn, like very good awareness by Zucchini to know, hey, how do I take this situation and really just completely turn it around for myself?
Yeah, no, really smart play by Zucchini. And Lofts there, you can't even really blame him, too, because Mario up smash is incredibly strong. And the second you see Zucchini jump, you think, okay, let's throw out that up smash and try and catch him. He's just a little late to the punch, though.
Yeah. But here we are, into the next game. Okay, we're on Kalos. This is a really big blast zone, which can be a struggle against Bowser if you feel like you can't kill him. But at the same time, like, a strange recovery from Bowser should be an easy stop from Mario. Oh gosh, those forwarders are chasing him all the way off stage.
Yeah, no, really well done. Zucchini just, I think he caught Loft's jump and then just read the fadeaway from Lofts, and Lofts had nowhere to run to. Now Zucchini, he is at 100, and oh, the down B coming out a little bit late there, nearly connecting again, but Zucchini is at roughly kill percent. Like you said, on a stage like this, maybe not so much.
This happened a little while ago, but I just want to point out, Zucchini got knocked off stage earlier, and he very much faded back, stayed very much in the back row, just like, I have my jump, I'm ready, if you're not coming out after me, I'm gonna engage, like jump back to this ledge on my own time. And oh my god, a down smash in the 160 range, not ceiling. That's definitely that up smash whiffing on a pancaking Bowser. Pancaking Bowser is not something you think you gotta worry about sometimes, but that up smash just couldn't connect. That would be clip on, but finally getting up smash on a whiffed Koopa Claw.
So Lofts finds himself on the board. Now, still at very high percent though, and this is still very dangerous, but I do like the combos we're starting to see from Lofts, but a little bit too much chip damage on himself, eats 2 heavy hits, and the up air once again seals away a stock.
Yeah, it's definitely the kind of thing where it's like, you gotta learn from it the first time, you know what I mean? If you see it happen, you never want to die the same way twice. I'm sure Lofts feels that way, thinking like, man, what situation? Is he getting these just approaching up airs on me? But yeah, it's like, it seemed like he had a pretty good chance at evening out that stop, and now it's just more of an uphill battle. It's always tough to play down against heavies, because he starts landing those down airs out of combos. You know, every time you want to go creative with it, you want to go for a forward air or something. If Bowser presses down air, you're trading with some moves that does like 17 damage, and it is not easy to play from a deficit when you're taking such big trade damage.
Especially if Zucchini, it feels like this stock in particular, just everything is connecting. That being said, Lofts has him in a tricky spot here. Even the up B catching him, he is able to snap the ledge, and the get-up attack gets him out of the corner. Another down smash comes through, but Zucchini's still going to be able to stay alive here. Actually ends up down airing and landing on the platform. Forward smash nearly connecting. Forward throw not going to do it. The spray won't do it either, and here come these dash attacks once again to get Zucchini off stage. But he's at 174. Lofts just cannot find a way to take out this Bowser.
Yeah, those 2-frame dash attacks were being an absolute terror, but you know, didn't get actually enough damage, and then a side B command grab just actually coming from behind. You know, in a format like this, where every stock helps, it can really suck to get someone up to 180% and feel like you're losing opportunities only to get just counter hit. And it's like, oh, you really just like kind of lost that opportunity. It can be really frustrating. But Bowser's side B is a absolutely fantastic option.
You gotta feel bad for Lofts in this moment, right? Look at all the back airs he's throwing out. He's just searching for anything, any kind of opening. I think he throws out down smash there.
Yeah, I actually think it may have started the other way. That would be interesting to
I think he's facing the wrong way for it.
Yeah, I think the down smash actually does come out. Yeah, the hitbox may have hit and traded if it was facing the other direction, but that's simply not what happened here. But I guess moving on. So yeah, how did Loft find himself in this situation to begin with?
It's going to sound very strange, but I feel like it was just Zucchini finding everything. I mean, even here on this first stock, like, just these forward airs,
You can see
like,
Loft
he just
staying
reads
back.
Loft.
It's not enough. Like,
Zucchini is basically just saying in this moment, where are you going to go? I have the options covered here. And there is something to be said about being able to read your opponent, but I just feel like once Zucchini got one hit, he was able to find maybe 2 or 3 more. And when you're Bowser and that's happening, that's just a lot of damage for any character. And with Mario, it's understandable, right? Like, you have, you can typically get, maybe 2 or 3 more hits, especially on a heavy. But when Bowser's just going to live longer for it, it felt like he was fighting an uphill battle.
yeah, no, it's definitely, if Bowser players, people who play heavies, they think they're smarter than you. No, but it's like, they know, they want to go for those little reads. They want to, that's how they make their wins happen, And it's like, you're never gonna, a Mario player could play really safe, really go for those safe confirms, like, oh, I finally got something to go in my big combo. Someone playing Bowser, they're going to have some confidence. They know they have to go for those motions sometimes. That's things that are really going to just, like, make something happen. Because that's how you're going to get your big hits. You have them at your disposal. You've got to go for them.
Yeah, and Loft's falling prey to it there. Just, we talked about how Mario is a big combo character, and it felt like he got some combos, right? He had some, up air strings. He was able to do things like down throw into, a combo that ended in something like a forward air, but it was only ever for, maybe 30-ish%. 30-ish% I'd say at the most, a lot of the time. And that's a good chunk of percentage, but those combos were so few and far between that if he just keeps trading with the heavy character like that, it was going to be a struggle. And I feel like also too, whenever Lost was kind of searching for that big heavy hit, think back to like game 1 with the up smash that didn't connect and got punished by the Bowser down B. Moves like that, once he started hunting for those ways to kill, that's when Zucchini was really able to take advantage, because he said, hey, he knows that he has options to try and take the stock. But it almost was like going down a checklist for him. He said, okay, the up smash didn't work. What's next? Okay, the back air, the approaching back air, maybe. That's a strong move. Okay, let me just outspace that and then go for the down B. And so Zucchini, I feel like, just did actually play that in a very smart manner.
Yeah, I think the real difference there, like between the two players, is kind of an awareness of where the other player wants to act. Because, like, we're talking about, like, Lofts landing some combos into forward air. Like, that's where it becomes a little bit less true. Like, yeah, Mario can combo true into forward air. You can take you to 40 to the ledge and kill you. But, in the mid stocks, like, sometimes you want to just be creative with this. Like, Zucchini was very, very aware of, like, when he could go for down air, like, where those little openings were. It's like he knows where the breaks in Loft's combo resets are. And then you look at it the other way around, and it's like, how many times did Zucchini land a down air to combo break Loft's up air strings? But by the same time, plenty of times. But then, how many times did Loft actually wait for the down air and take a free forward smash off of blocking a Bowser down air, It's like, if you're struggling with the kills, you just have to think, how can I manipulate my opponent more so, It's like, you don't want to go for those kinds of reads so often as Mario, but against Bowser, sometimes it's better to play his game back against him, because he lends himself to that by having such high cooldown on moves like down air. It's like, yeah, he can use it to break you, but if you see it coming, you can do the same kind of just interruption and get that early stock.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And Zucchini, able to, well, take the win there in that third set, and he earned a ton of points while doing so. All of a sudden, Marist is now out to an 11-4 lead, 7-point difference. Again, not insurmountable by any means, but if this is going to, Iona, if they were going to, make this close for the next set, they would have the minimum amount of points still makes it very difficult to do so, and the maximum barely gets you back into the lead. 7 points, again, the minimum amount of points you can earn in a set is 4, the maximum is 8. So still not out of the woods, really, but it does put a lot of pressure on this fourth player for Iona, who is, it looks like it's going to be Moat.
Yeah, I mean, as far as someone you'd want to rely on as Iona, I feel like Moat's a great choice. I feel, what is Moat's record? I feel like he's usually been kind of a pretty big thorn in some of Iona's opponents.
Moat so far this season on the Terry and the Kazuya has been 4-4 overall. And I feel like even though his record is even, I think his wins have been very explosive. 2 stocks, possible 3 stocks, in that type of manner. But his losses are a lot closer, maybe 1 stock, 2 stock difference.
That's an interesting way. Well, because right now, if there's anything Iona needs, it's a big point comeback. So, honestly, go betting it all on Moat. You're either gonna, if they lost this set with anyone, they lost the chance to win, right? But hey, if Moat wins, when Moat wins big. So maybe that's what they need. Maybe it'll work out. Who's Apso been playing this season?
Abso, we've seen a couple different characters. We haven't seen a lot of him this season, but he was in the league for a good chunk of season 2. This season, he's 0-2. He's played Pokemon Trainer and Pyra and Mithra. 2 characters that are, well, just scary to go against in their own right. But again, Abso is a player that we haven't seen a lot of this season, so I'm curious to see if he can, pick up his first win against one of the staple names to this Iona roster.
Yeah, no, that's definitely an interesting matchup. I mean, something about Pyramithra and Pokemon Trainer is that they're both relatively common characters. Like, they're just popular, like here in the league, here, anywhere. Like, they're good characters and they're sort of fun to play. People like them. So it's like, that's like a tricky spot because it's like Moat playing those FGC characters. Some of the most blindsiding, you don't know what's coming, you just died at 50, you don't even know why kind of situation. So it's like, a lot of matchup disparity could be at play here, and that could really work to Moat's advantage to actually get the big explosive wins that we kind of know him for. Bring himself out of that even, say, oh yeah, 5-4. I'm going to stay positive.
We'll have to see. I'm also curious too which character he opts for, because he was going with Terry, throughout the vast majority of the fall split, and the Kazuya has only come out on rare occasion. But when the Kazuya has come out, like we said, he can have those kind of pop off moments. The Terry, I feel like, though, is typically his tried and true. And I remember even back in the fall split, with Kilomiles and I were talking numerous times about how Moat, when you're playing against Terry, it feels like he only needs the 2 or 3 kind of neutral wins because Moat is just so clean with the inputs, right? He only needs those 2 or 3 neutral interactions to get the 20-30% each time. All of a sudden you're at kill percent, and Terry does a lot of his moves have a ton of knockback in their kit, so he is able to take stocks pretty cleanly.
Yeah, no, it's scary. Playing against Terry, if you don't know the Terry matchup, I mean, same for Kazuya, but I feel like Terry's a little bit more straightforward, and it's also what I expect more from Moat, but we'll see. It's just like, if you don't know, it's like something about playing a character who confirms off of his jab. It's just like, well, You know, I thought we were going for a simple trade. You're just throwing out little tiny punchies. They don't really do anything. Oh wait. Yeah. Am I okay? No, I'm apparently not okay.
Yeah, a very terrifying prospect. Abso, he'll have his hands full, that's for sure. Pokemon Trainer and Pyramithra, though, they do have the ability to deal with that type of threat, though. I mean, Pokemon Trainer, you have all three different Pokemon, and I'm curious to see whenever we see a Pokemon Trainer, and I talk about this a lot. It feels like there's almost like a proficiency difference between the three Pokemon, especially in this league in particular. Some people just are, their Charizard looks better, their Ivysaur looks like their best Pokemon, or the Squirtle combos are they're tried and true. I'm not really sure which one is the case for Abso if he opts for the PT here.
Yeah, I mean, Pokemon Trainer players, they're the kinds of people who would tell you I don't have a favorite pet when they clearly have a favorite pet. It's just like, you're going to see which one is really proficient. I don't know for this matchup which one might work best, but actually, getting into it, it looks like, have we seen Abso on the Fox before? This is a little unexpected.
We have not seen Abso's Fox this season, so add another character to his palette. The Fox, there aren't many Foxes in the EGF either, so we'll have to see here against Moat's Terry. Off to a little bit of an early lead.
Fox definitely one of the lightest characters in the game. Can be extremely scary playing someone like Terry. It's like, you land those hits, it's all good, it's fine, but if you can't land the kill confirms, it's like, oh my god, they make one read on you, you explode. But yeah, definitely off to a great start.
That was a bit of a whiff on the forward smash, though, and Abso actually getting knocked off stage a lot for it. Percent's back to even, though, and once again back to that neutral game. Abso gonna chip away at him with some lasers, but the down tilt connects into the down B, and he does end up dying off the top of the stage, so stock number 1 off the board.
Yeah, I know, it's like, that's the kind of thing about Terry. It's like, when you just, like, Moat went for like a run-in jab there. And it's just like, the kind of thing you go in for, you're just hoping for a trade, and Terry's ability to like really just take something off a super simple, oh my god, yeah, Power Geyser, you get go online, and it's, yeah, those stocks can really melt away, oh gosh.
Yeah, Abso is feeling the pressure right about now. Mode at 134. He knows that once this go is online, like you said, Fox really light in terms of the overall cast. He can die very early to these things, but he does find the forward smash to take that stock away. So go comes offline, and stock number 1 is off the board, but a lot of work to be done here.
Yeah, definitely just an important issue because watching the second stock, as little there was, like, Moat was at 150. There's absolutely no doubt. Oh, could this last stock be taken almost instantly? Like, yeah, no, you can just turn this into a 3 stock, even if your opponent's at 150. Terry has that unique ability of turning low stocks into 3 stocks. That's what he does. Yeah, landing it with that Burning Knuckle near the ledge.
And that seals away game number 1, Moat with an explosive 2-stock victory. So get 2 more points on the board for the side of Iona. And that's, I think, another thing that Moat does really well. The spacing on that Burning Knuckle. He does a very good job of at least catching people with the very last kind of extended hitbox of it, just at the very edge of it. His spacing on that move is really good. And right here, Abso just kind of falling prey to it along the ledge. And also the ability to go for, or the knowledge, I guess, to go for that move, knowing that, hey, Abso's in the corner here at a high percent. If he's not ready for this, he will likely die to it. And that's how he seals away game number 1.
Yeah, no, that Burning Knuckle, I believe you can decide between 2 different distances, and he really just makes it that the meaty hit at the end, it's still powerful, it's going to make you land right into it, because like Fox jumped very ahead of time, and it's just like, but where do you go? Where do you go? Like, may have been hoping to come down with something like a Nair up smash, but it's like, just nothing to go for. instead just landing right onto that knuckle. And like here on the
and so
stock, you can actually just see that slide in down tilt. Oh, that was actually such a bait because he initially throws that one fire along the ground. It escapes me what it's called, and then he goes in and he makes a read that he's going to throw a second one, so he throws out the reflector and he just gets dash in kill confirmed for it. Yeah, moving on to this next replay. This was a fast stock, so let's watch it in slow motion.
he's at 31%, and you think he's relatively safe, especially even after that Buster Wolf misses. Just tries to approach with Nair, is that up smashed into Power Geyser?
Yeah, is that the spot dodge attack? Terry has an interesting thing where like yeah, that might just be up smash. Anyway, honestly, there's a lot of ways to confirm into Power Geyser. And yeah, that's just one of them. What, 40% or so? It's like the thing about Terry is you have to be okay with knowing that you never are safe, and that can be tough for a lot of players. So, you know.
Yeah, and especially for Abso too, who just has these, at least his Fox, it's one that wants to go in. He wants to, be applying constant pressure. That being said, opting for more of the tried and true here, that Pokemon trainer making an appearance, and Final Destination once again the site for game number 2.
FD seems like a pretty nice choice against Terry in my opinion, just because of the nature of like dying early. You really just want to make your hits count when you get them. And there's nothing better than FD for making it to like, oh, you want to keep a juggle up. FD is a great place to do it. Like, what are you going to do against Ivysaur up air when there's platforms? Now, what are you even going to do when there are none? It's just a harsh place to be.
That being said, Buster Wolf nearly taking the stock there as this follow-up off the down tilt. Yup, Moat's going to confirm that one in the Buster Wolf, and stock number 1 off the board. The Charizard comes out, can't get the kill off of that up throw. The up air doesn't connect, the back air doesn't come out in time, and look at all the damage that comes through just off of one down tilt.
Yeah, once you have Go Online, it's rough, because it's just like, yeah, not only can you die, as early as we saw that second stock in the first game, it's every single tap gets you. That was a really nice down smash to hit the high recovery from Mo. Trying to kind of be sneaky and just drift to the ledge instead of going for a perfectly timed. Because it can be difficult to recover as Terry because you do not auto snap, so you don't always want to go for a. You don't always want to go for a perfectly spaced up B. So he goes for the little drift, does not go unpunished for it though. So a really good reaction from Abso, seeing that drift and going for a down tilt. Pretty unconventional option, but great in that scenario.
Right now, Abso at a little bit of a percent deficit, but he is working it back. Moat really struggling to get back down, and the up B connecting there. And now Moat on his last, and the power dunk will answer right back. So last stock scenario here in game number 2.
Yeah, that was a lot that happened. The moment Moat got Go, just like sniped by the Ivysaur up B, it can be really difficult. Like that's, I think, a lot of the benefit of FD in a matchup like this. It's like between staying, you want to drift away so you're not directly over Ivysaur because you know you can't compete with up air, and then it's just like now you're in up B range. If you don't see it coming, it can definitely take you out early. But still, quick to come back with that jab power guy there, and a pretty close game. It looks like Moat might be just one jab confirm away from victory at this point, though, but let's see. Abso can get him in the air and get something going.
Ooh, I like the idea there from Moat. Again, using that side B. And this up B should do it. Yes, it will. Moat takes game 2, takes set number 4, and gets Iona back on track. So with the points he earned from this one, it all comes down to this 5th set.
Yeah, no, this has become quite a close battle. But yeah, I mean, of course, just to mention it, Same kill confirms. You get hit by jab, you get hit by everything. It's just how you have to feel against Terry. It's a scary place to be. You don't want to play trades.
Yeah, I mean, between the jabs and the down tilts, Moat just so clean, knows exactly what, conversion he wants from it. Just every single time. This game really kind of turned on its head. I mean, after that first stock, yeah, Abso loses the first stock, but this conversion was clean. I thought the neutral B to kind of force Moat away, and then, like you said, that down smash, catching him just on the outside of it. This neutral B again, stuffing that side B, forcing the up B out, and the spacing around it to catch him was really clean from Abso. And you thought, okay, that was a clean conversion. And then all of a sudden, once these stocks were even, the game really got away from him after Abso was able to take this stock.
Yeah, I mean, right here, this was pretty much like Abso's attempt to stay in it. Is a really good, get an up air. This is the Ivysaur juggle. This is like where people, if we wanted to question what's Abso's favorite Pokemon of the three, the Ivysaur juggle is kind of one of the consistent things you'll see. It's just like, damn, it's just there's nowhere to go. He tried to come down the center. He spent the whole time up on top, drifting left, and it's just like, you're covered. There's just nowhere to go. But oh my god, when the next replay has the kill in it, it's like you just come down, still fully invincible, just land that down tilt. Yeah, actually coming down with invincible kill confirms. That is what fighting Terry is like sometimes. Like, you have to know where to be, because all those little tiny taps, time and time again, are going to take your stocks.
And then Moat, again, just finding ways to win neutral, ends up getting Abso to these incredibly high percents and lands, once again, that down tilt into the up B. Here's another look at it.
It does barely hit the shield just to bring it to low shield. Does he drop the shield? Is this a shield poke? Oh, goes for a grab. Yeah, no, Burning Knuckle on shield from certain heights can actually just be extremely safe. I believe it can actually be either 0 or +1, +2. So like, if you see Terry jumping to like very specific heights, it's like, yeah, that Burning Knuckle they're doing, that's a choice Burning Knuckle. They're doing that one because that's a good one. You do not have anything to say about it.
Really very clean overall from Moat, and the explosive kind of victory they were looking for. Again, not the 3 stocks as mentioned beforehand, but he does get a full 5 points on the board for the side of Iona. For the side of Iona, which makes it a 2-point game, which really means it's anyone's game headed into this final set.
Like, honestly, if Moat got a few more points, we've gotten into the stage where the winner of this set is very likely to win. I mean, sure, if this goes game 3, very close, trading back and forth, every point, like some crazy point differentials at the end of EGF series sometimes, where it's like that one little point from earlier meant it all. But it's definitely got Iona back into this. And we have Rog Rat and Rat King. We have some rats fighting for the final. What a way to go out.
Yeah, no, this should be a fun one. Rograt, he's one of the staple names of this Marist roster. We haven't seen him as much this season, but he was a huge portion of the team last season. Another Greninja player for the side of Marist. And Iona's Rat King, well, we talked about him last week. I'm pulling up the stats for him now, but I've talked about him before. He's, as I've said, the kind of the king of the low tiers, right? We've seen him play Little Mac, we've seen him play King K. Rool in the past. Bowser Jr., also another character we've seen him play. 3-2 on the season, and similarly to Moat, the games that he's actually won pretty solidly. Lots of 2-stock victories under his belt, but we've seen the Little Mac kind of draw even at times. We've seen the King K. Rool struggle in certain matchups. But Rat King, I think he's very much so a momentum player. When he gets going, he's just very hard to stop. but if you can shut him down early, battling back is a difficult task for him. So I feel like game one is going to be just, I mean, all of these games are going to be important. It is the last set in a very close match, but I feel like game one is going to be a very decisive factor for this specific matchup.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see about the character, you know? I mean, even if game one you lose it, if you having those multiple characters is always such a great thing to lean on, because it's like, hey, maybe I'll just go to 2-0, you know? Maybe they won't know this other matchup. And I don't actually remember if it was Rat King, but I do remember seeing a very impressive Bowser Jr. last week. And Jr. is definitely one of those characters that can be so annoying for someone like Greninja. It's like you just want to get in, and then you don't realize how big of a combo. Like those up air strings someone like Jr. can get, like you'd imagine like, oh yeah, someone like Mario doing like 6 damage up airs. It's like, no, Bowser Jr. is comboing you with like full 10 damage up airs that for some reason send you nowhere.
Yeah, we will have to see. It is the Little Mac coming through here for the side of Iona for Rat King, and there is that Greninja we mentioned before for Rograt. So PS2, the site of the final set.
Oh, okay, so this is interesting. Yeah, I mean, Little Mac's definitely a explosive pick, like for sure. It's a lot of what we saw earlier with Luke versus Yaliso. Wait, oh yeah, no, Relax versus Jackbox, right? Where it's like Greninja. You don't feel like Greninja's going to take advantage of you off stage, but Greninja absolutely has the opportunity. Like, if you have a limited recovery, like those hydro pumps, those weird, like, back airs and hydro pumps that you don't think are going to be the end of you, you know, the same thing where we saw Mythra go for that side B and it got sniped by a water shuriken, the exact same thing can happen here. This Little Mac trying to recover with side B, but if you throw out a well-timed shuriken, there's just nothing he can do to get around it.
Ooh, I actually like that from Rat King. The really late side B, it ends up trading. That's a forward smash. That's going to seal the first stock away off of Rograt. So Rat King striking first, and Rograt almost able to answer right back. Can't get the flood off stage, and Rat King survives.
Yeah, oh my god, Rat King really keeping his life up. Recovered high with the side B a few too many times in a row. Seemed like kept barely dying. Kept recovering high with side B. But on the third one, Rograt saw that coming and was just like, okay, just get this forward smash. Let's get back to even. No more playing around. Oh my god, some really big smash attack hits, though, coming from Rat King. Getting the damage up real quick. And with KO Punch almost online, it's a scary place to be.
Ooh, that was so clean from Rograt. I mean, it's one thing to have just 1 or 2 combos, but Rograt landed so many drag down up airs in that sequence and got multiple jab resets, finally connecting into the sweet spot of up smash. Very well done. And look at Rograt right now, just on point with these drag downs.
Yeah, not to say drag downs are broken, but drag downs are crazy. Like, that was such an extended combo. There's something about giving Little Mac KO Punch, you know, this thing that's supposed to be very scary about him, and then just actually killing him in the middle of your extremely long combo. It's just like, hey, you're actually not scared. Like, damn, that was definitely a strong, just like a strong thing to say. Like, yeah.
So Rograt did end up losing a stock there, so it is last stock here, and this could be very scary. Again, Rat King's been taking these stocks very early, just smash attack after smash attack right now. Rograt's at 75, Greninja not the heaviest character, and Rat King, I mean, the longer this game goes on, KO Punch starts to come back online. This is very scary for Rograt. Well, maybe not as much if you land the down tilt into the sweet spot up smash, but it was kind of scary for a moment. Rograt saying, no, I've got this one, see, watch, and is able to take game number 1. After a solid showing in the early game, it was very close, but again, just one small mistake here allows Rograt the opening he needs to seal this game away.
Yeah, it's lessons from the last Greninja set, right? It's like if you give a tiny, you're afraid of like nair to forward air, down third forward, like all these like fun confirms Greninja has. But it's like, no, if you're at the right percent, this like 100, 110 area, it's like if you make a mistake, Greninja can be right there with a down tilt that you do not expect to kill you, and just come from behind. Yeah, you have to really be aware of when you're allowed to go for reads, because sometimes it's just not safe.
And Rat King falling prey to it there. That side B was huge, I felt like, for Rat King to get him back on stage. Because it's so easy when you're, a character with kind of limited options to recovery, that the ability to pull that trigger late, just to have the patience in the first place was massive. It gave him the opening that he needed to get that first stock off the board. And then this was really good by Rograt, right? Just, the side Bs kept coming, and eventually Rograt was able to seal the stock away. But stock number 2 was really where the momentum shifted, because that's when the drag downs started happening.
Yeah, let's actually watch this entire thing. So okay, you start with a drag down into a jab. You can't tech that. You just have to deal with it. Oh, was there even more drag downs before that? Was this a platform conversion
There were
further dragging down?
I mean, I think even way back when he was at 0, I feel like when he got to about 30-ish%, and then it was almost like Terry-esque, right? Where he got the first drag down, got about 30%. Then he got another drag down, got about another 30%. Then he got the final drag down that ended up taking the stock away.
Yeah, honestly, that runoff platform up air was just really well positioned. It was just a great place to be. And Rat King's not thinking, oh, if I drift here, I might die for this. And it's like, who's thinking about that against Greninja? Like, kind of an up air that can have real potential, but not typically something that's going to be killing you. It's like, playing with those expectations, it's a strong way to sneak in kills.
Game number 2, Battlefield, the site, no character swaps, and I feel like the big thing I'm looking for in game number 2, Rat King did not have the opportunity to pull off a single KO punch. And he had KO punch for a good period of time, especially early on in that first game. We'll have to see if he's able to pull the trigger on it this game at all, as we get started here, Rat King off to an early deficit.
KO punch is definitely a game changer. I mean, it's unblockable. You can do it out of shield for some reason. They really give Mac everything you can hope to have to make it happen. But yeah, you cannot lose it for a good, 7 seconds after you get it. It's like now we're at the point where, the random dash attack puts him into tumble, he loses it. But it's like, when you initially get it, you do not really have to be afraid. So it's like, Rograt's jumping up, hitting with his up air. Rat King's just trying to get to the ground so he can try and make a play with it. It doesn't actually matter how much he gets hit up there when it first activates.
I like that play. Rograt, I think, was looking once again for that side B back towards center stage, and Rat King just reacted to it and said, all right, he's not close to the ledge. This is my chance to use air dodge and get back to stage safely.
You can actually see, this is, something we didn't actually touch on stage, but Rat King bringing it to Battlefield while playing Mac can be, really two-sided. Because you saw Rograt is kind of playing high. Rograt's saying, hey, you gave me a defensive option. I can retreat to top platform, and little no aerials Mac can't really do anything about it. And Rograt is not hesitating to take advantage of this. Oh boy, he's really not hesitating to take advantage of it.
Yeah, like you said, what can Rat King really do when he's on that top platform? And now that Rat King is a stock down, Rograt doesn't really have to approach as much. He can just say, hey, I have the stock lead here. You have to come to me.
Yeah. Hopefully nothing too fatal of an error in terms of just stage counter pick, but we will see. There's always, you know, if they feel like they're safe going to that top platform, oh, the Hydro, oh, right, you can hack that aside. That Hydro Pump almost sealing it, but yeah. Yeah, the thing is, if you know he's going to go to the top platform, right, the thing you'll see Max go for a lot is they'll just do a raw up B, and just like, you're landing, you have landing lag. It's not much, but I can, you know, I can punch you there. And you're on the top platform, you're already pretty high. Sometimes the Mac can really snipe out a landing on a top platform when you see you coming. Just like that, you do an up B. Not exactly reading up landing on the top platform, but, you know, same principle. It's a really strong surprise option that Mac has in his arsenal.
And I feel like right now for Rat King, you know, he's throwing out a lot of, you know, things like the up B, but a lot of it has not landed, and oh my, the drag down, nearly finding the forward smash, and this is where things get real scary. Look at all of these confirms, and even the Rory 2 Rograt on fire, and ices the comeback from Iona.
Yeah, that was a great last sequence. So great that we're gonna watch it again. Yeah, okay, so this starts here, right? This dash attack into up air. Jab lock, more up air, drag down, jab. Oh, you don't even go for the jab. I feel like he could have gone for the jab into, but I think he can't confirm off a jab lock into forward smash because Greninja's forward smash is a little slow. That might not be right, but still, just going for that roll read instead. It's like you get carried halfway across the stage. It's just like, man, the last thing you're thinking is like, oh, they're about to reset me and go for a roll read, but he knew exactly what he wanted. You drop him at the ledge like that, what are his, you know, what options are you even leaving him with?
I mean, anything he does in that scenario is scary too. On top of that, you know, Rat King might think he's about to go to the ledge, or not to the ledge, sorry, to the platform instead, but the momentum ended up carrying him a little bit too far. And I think really a huge portion of this game in particular, you touched on it already, Rograt did not really have to approach, right? The second he had the lead, he played up high and said, all right, come get me, and Rat King could not do so.
Yeah, oh, actually, this is a great sock to illustrate that point. You can see Rograt actually playing so like he's up, and like those up Bs I was talking about, Little Mac going for, you know, he pulls the trigger on one. Oh, but what is the risk reward? You lose your stock for it, you know? You have like one way to combat this situation, but you can pay for it so dearly.
And in that moment in particular, too, I feel like Rat King would typically, on that up B, fall back down to the platform, or at least he thinks most people are going to say, oh, he's going to up B and he's going to land on that platform. I have to jump and punish it, or, you know, try and go for something like an up smash. So he tries to fast fall through the platform, and Rograt just says, nope, you're going to be right here, and it hits him with another forward smash.
Yeah, honestly, it's kind of a 50-50 in a way, because you can kind of react if they go low, but they have to pick if they want to go high for the up smash early. Like, the Greninja has to say, I want to get this tipper up smash. Everyone loves landing tipper moves. I don't blame him for assuming he wanted the up smash. I'd probably want the up smash if I was a Greninja. It's a cool move to land, you know? But yeah, but like, you know, he came right back and went for the same up B, but that time he didn't have percent on him, so no risk, still got the stock off, tried to keep it coming. Oh, and then, this absolute... yeah, this was
a beauty.
That was just actually great. And, ooh, is that bad DI on the forward smash, too? Because it feels like... Where's the little blue line? I'm not seeing her. But yeah, because like that's a straight off. You know, that's actually a little bit of a habit some players can have, where it's like you rolled in and you regret rolling in so much, you start holding out. And right there, not saying Little Mac was going to have a great time getting back to the stage. Maybe he wouldn't have died outright, but yeah. Honestly, a great way to end that sequence, though. Like, that deserved to end in a stock, don't you think?
That was really incredible. And I mean, again, Rograt just playing it so clean. The number of times he got the drag down on the up air, and the number of times, it's one thing to get the drag down, but then to get the jab lock off of it, right? That sometimes that's not the easiest thing to do. And Rograt was, I think he landed it 9 out of 10 times, and the roll read at the end was just so clutch for him to put that game away. And with that win, Marist, they take this one 16-9 over top of Iona, and solidly now put themselves in third place in the MAC.
Yeah, no, that was definitely a clutch from Marist coming in. Really just kind of, I guess, as we were talking about earlier, Iona sneaking up on their heels. Like, Marist kind of just saying, you know, this is the status quo. Like, I'm in the top 4 and you guys aren't. Or is it top 3? You know, just
top 3 in the MAC at least.
Yeah, so I guess who else is in the MAC with Marist there?
Well, we actually get to see them next. It'd be Quinnipiac and Siena are those top 2 teams who will be battling it out for really first place in that conference. Iona, they still hold on to 4th because I think they are the only team with 3 wins in conference. They fall to 5 and 6 overall. But Marist, they are up to, I believe it's 9-2 now on the regular season, and only really 1 MAC conference loss. Now they still have some conference games left, but it certainly puts a lot of pressure on that next matchup. That being said, we're going to cut to a short break, see if we can get an interview with one of the Marist players in just a moment. Don't go anywhere.